Well, in previous episodes, we've learned all about setting up our audio processing for the encoding process. Now in Chapter 7, let's learn about Mp3 Stream Configuration. You know, the software and hardware from ZipStream will let you do MP3 plus AAC streams. Well, let's see how to set up the MP3 stream for all those legacy devices out there. On this installation of ZipStream 9X2, we have 3 encoders already running. One is running HEAAC at 64 kilobits with Omnia 3 processing, another with Omnia 9 processing, same stream rate, and there's an instance of HLS streaming done with Omnia 9 processing. It's a multi-rate adaptive streaming processor that's there. Let's have a look at how to add a new stream to your setup. So let's click on New, and we'll find that we have several selections to make here. We have just an audio processing instance. The ZipStream 9X2 can just do audio processing if you like, using the computer's inputs and outputs for audio to get unprocessed audio in and processed audio back out. By the way, you can use LiveWire, or you can use whatever sound card the computer may have. Also, we could make a new standard AAC encoder instance. That's what you would do for most types of streaming. You can make an MP3 encoder instance, and you can also make an adaptive AAC encoder instance. Let's look at the most basic one here. Let's look at the basic MP3 encoder instance, since we don't have one of those running already. Now, here's where we give it a name. This name is not the public name that the public will see. This name is just for internal use. I'm going to call it WKXY MP3, and let's say 128. That'll be the bit rate. The audio source, well, this is where licensing comes in, licensing of the software. For every license that you input to the software, you can bring in one more external audio source. In this installation, I only have one license in there, so only one source is defined. It's WKXY program. That does happen to be coming in through LiveWire through a separate driver. We can choose our audio processing here. Omnia 3 processing comes standard. Optionally, you can get Omnia 9 processing. Just to keep this demo simple, let's look at the Omnia 3 processing. And the processing preset. If you choose Omnia 3, well, you can choose the processing preset from right here. Now, by the way, you can go adjust these presets if you like and save them to your own. But let's use the Sparkle preset. I happen to like that one. And the MP3 format for this MP3 stream, well, that's just mono or stereo. Let's keep it stereo. And for the bit rate, it can be anywhere between 20 kilobits and 320 kilobits. Let's keep 128 kilobits. I don't have one of those, so let's do one. Well, at this point, we've brought audio in. It was actually already in the computer. We've told it to come to this instance. We've assigned it our audio processing, and we have assigned it a codec to use, an MP3 codec at 128 kilobits per second in stereo. But we're not done yet. The audio is being processed and encoded. However, it's not yet being put out anywhere within or outside of the computer. So we have to select a stream type to add. Now, the different stream types we could put in here: a simple HTTP server for local monitoring. We could send this audio to the stream to an IceCast server, or to a Shoutcast, or to Wowza, or to an RTMP server, for example, for Adobe Flash Media. Let's do a local server, an HTTP server, and this just exists on this computer, and we can use it for confidence monitoring to make sure that the stream is working well. Let's give it a friendly name. This is what will appear in whatever streaming client that we're using. This will appear in its readout. So let's make it WKXY. I'm going to go ahead and call it MP3. Not that the final listener would care, but I just want to know it's that one at 128. Stream Resource ID, a short name. This is going to be part of the mount point that you will point your player to on this computer. So we do want a short name here to reduce the amount of typing. Let's just call it WKXY, how about dash MP3. All right? Well, because I'm not going to make any more of them. In fact, there is your full stream URL. So if you're going to be using a client on this machine to confidence monitor the audio, you can just point it at this local host, port 8888/WKXY-MP3, and that's where the stream will exist. Let's click Save on that. Now we have a stream existing there. We can click Save on the whole thing, and look at that. Now we have a new streaming instance here at the top. It's alphabetical, by the way, at the top of our stack here. It's not turned on, which is why it's grayed out. Nothing's happening. We can easily turn it on and start it, and look, it starts instantly. Omnia 3 Sparkle processing, MP3 128 kilobit stereo. And here's a status indicator. We can make sure that all our streams are online, getting responses from their respective servers. This one's easy because it's on the same machine. And so there it is. It started on this machine. So we'd be able to use a streaming client and listen to that stream actually occurring. So that's how you set up an MP3 stream. Coming up next, how do you set up an AAC stream? What's different about that?